Hello race fans and welcome to race 7 of 8 of the WIRLY Miniracers Cup Series. I'm your host Jeff Fiss, with me is co-host and race analysis Nate Durnert, and we're here at the Bigcity Roval for the Petrol-Cola 39.
No, hang on Jeff, two things here. First off, what the fuck is Petrol-Cola?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Nate, because we actually have an advertisement right here.
Wait, what?
Millions of years ago, the dinosaurs ruled the earth. Now you can consume their essence. Petrol-Cola. Drink the dinosaurs.
I now have several more questions.
Well, I'm sure they can all be answered with the fresh taste of Petrol-Cola.
No, Jeff, listen, I'm not like a health nut or anything. I don't want to drink motor oil.
Well, Nate, legally speaking, we can't actually call it motor oil.
Well, it doesn't really matter what it legally is to me, Jeff. It's fucking oil. Now, I've drank out of a gas station pump once in a while, but this feels like a step too far. And besides that, we're missing my second point here. Is this a fucking road course?
Well, Nate, it's not actually a road course, it's a roval, which is slightly a mixture of both.
So they couldn't decide what they wanted is what you're saying. God damn it, Jeff, you wheeled me out to the biggest fucking speedway on the schedule so that we could drive around on the infield like a bunch of fucking idiots.
Well, Nate, you'll just have to wait for next time when our drivers will be racing around the speedway for the Cup Series Championship.
Oh, thank God. Wait, we're doing 2 races here? Who doesn't have a home track?
That would be Molly West and Andrew White of Grazed Green.
Oh, fucking course, these politically confusing goofballs don't have a track to... How do they practice, Jeff?
I believe they simply drive around their hometown, Nate.
Well, that's fucking stupid, Jeff.
I'd rather say that it provides a different set of skills, Nate.
No, Jeff, it's not getting a different set of skills, it's being fucking stupid.
Right, well, getting back to qualifiers, Ashton Cunningham is pulling away from Sandra Justice. A pole position here could be a big help for Gold Dripped. Ashton Cunningham currently 3rd in the points and could be looking for a championship, Nate.
He's gonna have to do a lot more than that to impress me, Jeff. At this point, the championship's a battle between Sandra and Richard.
We'll just have to see, Nate. After all, drivers have been having some recent success at their home tracks. And with that said, Ashton Cunningham will take pole position for the Petrol-Cola 39, with points leaders Sandra Justice in the 2nd row inside. Moving on to the 2nd round of qualifiers, Richard Powers and Tyler Marks in the front row. Tyler Marks trying to stay alive here in this points race. He is dangerously close to the cutoff here in race 7. Coming down to the first turn, Bill Duke is going to sneak inside as Tyler Marks goes way wide into that corner. Looks like we might have a 3-way battle for the pole position now. Tyler Marks having some trouble. Gonna take it wide again. That's not the best decision. He's starting to fall behind as Richard Powers and Bill Duke are pulling away. Bill Duke hitting that divider there and getting mixed up in the rest of the pack. Richard Powers starting to put some distance from the rest of the group. Tyler Marks trying to find some ground here, but can't do it. And Henry Young will sneak on by and move up into 3rd.
Now, I hate to say it, Jeff, but I think that might have been Tyler's ambitions right there going up in smoke.
It certainly won't be easy starting in the 4th row, Nate, and Darrell Lee here might even be looking for a position. They're coming back around onto the front stretch. Richard Powers looks uncontested. As they come on down the fast section, Richard Powers will secure 1st row outside for the Petrol-Cola 39. And with that, we now have our starting lineup with Ashton Cunningham on the pole position. Richard Powers 1st row outside with Sandra Justice, Bill Duke, and Andrew White closing out the top 5.
There's a lot of drivers trying to stay alive here, Jeff, and we threw a fucking road course at them.
Well, Nate, this is a necessary deviation for the sport, and it's good to have a variety of skills on display, where some drivers that may not be as good on the ovals have a chance to shine here today on the road course.
Skill's my ass, Jeff. It don't take skill to drive slow.
But it does take skill to drive fast in a slow section.
Fuck you, Jeff.
Right you are, Nate. Looking back to the track now, drivers are trying to take position. Some trouble there in the back of the pack as Ryan Steele and Will Duke are going to drop all the way down. And Molly West is going to be able to pick up some positions there here on lap 1. As the drivers come around to the dividers, it looks like Ashton Cunningham's going to get a little distance there.
What the hell?
Here's Andrew White slamming into the back of Tyler Marks and causing Sandra Justice to get airborne there for a second. Now was a bit of a scramble for positions here. Sandra Justice has moved up to second with Richard Powers in third, Andrew White in fourth, and Tyler Marks closing out the top 5 with Bill Duke not far behind.
I'd say that was a fucking stupid move, but he somehow made some positions off that.
Right you are, Nate, but as the drivers come around, Tyler Marks is not out of this fight yet. Coming down the front stretch now, Tyler Marks is looking to the inside of Andrew White. A little bit of contact there, and Tyler Marks looks like he's going to move back up into fourth.
Now see, that right there was clean. Except for the contact, but that's what Tyler's going to have to do if he wants to stay in the championship.
Right you are, Nate, and Tyler looks like he's trying to drive a lot more defensively now to hold on to that 4th place position, as Ashton Cunningham, Sandra Justice, and Richard Powers are already putting distance from the rest of the pack.
Yeah, see, I don't know how much that defensive driving is going to pay off for him. Of course I had to open my fucking mouth, huh?
Commentator's curse, Nate, or blessing, I suppose in this case. Tyler Marks successfully defending his position and challenging the leaders.
Richard, what the fuck was that?
Richard Powers hugging that inside line just a little bit too much and will now drop back to 5th. Tyler Marks moving up to 3rd and Andrew White in 4th.
Come on, Richard, get that spot back, run him down!
Drivers are turning back onto the speedway. Richard Powers looks inside, he gets a nose in on Andrew White. As they come down the front stretch, they're side by side.
Hell yeah, Richard.
Drivers are heading back down the front stretch for lap 3 as Richard Powers has moved back up to 4th. A little bit of contact there on the straightaway, and now Bill Duke has a nose in on Andrew White. Andrew White dropping out of the top 5 as Bill Duke pulls ahead. And now it is Ashton Cunningham, Sandra Justice, Tyler Marks, Richard Powers, and Bill Duke in the top 5. Richard Powers putting pressure on Tyler Marks for that 3rd place position as they come around. Heading to the divider, Richard Powers looks to the inside. Can't quite do it though. Tyler Marks will hold him back through the divider. Little bit of contact there. Big bump on Richard Powers. We can see the field already starting to thin out. Richard Powers still not giving up that chase. He's going back in for another round with Tyler Marks. Bill Duke's going on the inside of Richard Powers. They're side by side, bumping and banging off of each other as they're coming up to the speedway now. Big hit there. Richard Powers giving Tyler Marks a bump there as they come back out onto the speedway, barely hanging on to that 4th place position. Up ahead of the pack, Ashton Cunningham and Sandra Justice running away with this race. Now it seems like it's going to be a battle for 3rd between Tyler Marks, Richard Powers, and Bill Duke here on lap 4 of the Petrol-Cola 39. As they're coming to the dividers again, Richard Powers is right with Tyler Marks. Here they go. Richard Powers and Bill Duke will go around the outside. Tyler Marks getting a huge boost of speed. He will charge past Richard Powers and Bill Duke to hang on to 3rd place. And he may just have a chance of holding it there. Nate, you've been awfully quiet for a while now. Is everything... Nate?
What? Yeah. Where's Richard?
He's still in 4th. Nate, did you fall asleep?
No, I'm just resting my voice for when the race gets Yes, Jeff, I fell asleep. I fucking hate road courses, alright? I hate this.
Well, Nate, we're trying to provide variety to the audiences here that may want to see something else besides speedways all season.
Well, maybe so, Jeff, but I don't think road courses are how we're gonna get that.
Can we discuss this after the season's over?
Sure, Jeff. Sure.
Thank you. Lap 5 now on the Petrol-Cola 39. Richard Powers still looking to find a way around Tyler Marks to break into the top 3. But in the meantime, Ashton Cunningham and Sandra Justice are still pulling away from the rest of the pack.
Hey, Jeff, I think I'm gonna go get a beer. You want anything?
What?
I'm gonna go find a concession stand, get a cold beer. You want anything?
You're just gonna get up and leave?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's not a lot going on here. I figured you had it covered. Do something while I'm here.
Well, Nate, I mean, it's highly unprofessional.
Look, I'm just offering you a beer, Jeff. I don't know what else you want from me.
Maybe I want a co-host that takes this as seriously as I do, Nate.
I'll take that as a no, then.
No. No, I don't want a beer. Thank you.
Right.
Lap 6 of the Petrol-Cola 39. Sandra Justice having the best run all race, trying to find her way around Ashton Cunningham for the lead, trying to get a nose in there at the divider, can't quite find the room. It looks like Ashton Cunningham will hang on for just one more lap as they come around. Not a lot of movement so far, but as they're coming to the dividers again, Tyler Marks is going to hit the divider. Richard Powers will move up to third. Something to get excited about there, Nate. Oh.
Hey Jeff, I'm back. Oh hey, Richard's up in third. Yeah, now we're talking. You know, I was talking shit about these road cars, but maybe they're not so bad after all, huh?
You really think that, Nate?
Oh god, no, they're terrible.
Oh.
But you know what? Any race where I get to see Richard up in the top 3 for most of it, it can't be that bad, right?
If that's how you value your races, Nate, then sure, it's not that bad.
Hell yeah, now you're talking my language, Jeff. Let's get back into this race, huh?
Right, well, it's lap 8 now on the Petrol-Cola 39. Ashton Cunningham is still in the lead, followed by Sandra Justice. Richard Powers moving up to third. Tyler Marks in fourth. Bill Duke closing out the top 5 with Andrew White, Kyle Evans, and Henry Young forming a pack not too far behind. Our top 3 right now also are points leaders for the season, and they are pulling away right now from the rest of the pack. Ashton Cunningham especially needing this win right now if he wants to stay competitive going into the final race. They're coming to the divider again on lap 9. We're not going to see any movement from our top 3. Other drivers coming around. We see Bill Duke here getting a huge slingshot off the divider. He will move up into 4th, and Tyler Marks is back in 5th now, with Kyle Evans not far behind in 6th. Bill Duke catching back up to Richard Powers in 3rd. All of a sudden that lead he had built up is looking mighty small. Ashton Cunningham and Sandra Justice still having a comfortable lead as they come around to the end of lap 9. Looks like our battles to watch out for right now is going to be Richard Powers and Bill Duke, with Tyler Marks and Kyle Evans battling for that last position in the top 5. Lap 10 as they come down to the road course. Bill Duke looking on the inside of Richard Powers. I think he's got a nose in. He will pass inside and take 3rd place from Richard Powers.
Divider's where it's going to be decided, Jeff. I don't think Bill's going to hang on to this.
Certainly a lot of time that can be gained or lost here. Coming to the divider. Bill Duke will hit the center of the divider, but Richard Powers gets a bad hit on the outside wall. And now here comes Tyler Marks, the big slingshot, making contact on the rear of Richard Powers. Richard Powers hitting the inside barrel. Tyler Marks will move up to 4th, sneaking around Richard Powers. And just like that, Richard Powers hanging in the top 3 has dropped back to 5th. with Bill Duke in third and Tyler Marks in fourth, but Richard Powers not giving up that position quite yet, still battling with Tyler Marks for that fourth place position.
Come on, Richard, buddy, run him down. You got this.
Coming around for lap 11 now, Richard Powers not letting up on Tyler Marks, trying to sneak back into that fourth place position as they come around turn 1. Gonna enter the road course now. Richard Powers is on the inside of Tyler Marks. He's got the nose in. Can't quite do it though. Tyler Marks will power through on the outside and hang on to that fourth place position. Tyler Marks not making it easy, and now not far behind. Kyle Evans look like he's gonna try and get in on the mix, making this a three-way battle for fourth place. Everybody driving clean through the dividers here, nothing going on. Henry Young, though, getting a big boost as he makes contact with the inside wall. Kyle Evans making contact with Richard Powers. It looks like Henry Young might be trying to join in on this battle, too. Might have a bit of a race going in just the last 2 laps here at the Petrol-Cola 39. Up at the front, though, it's Ashton Cunningham and Sandra Justice all the way. Not a lot of contention going on there. They may have settled into their positions. We'll see if Sandra Justice tries to make a run towards the end of the race here. They're coming around to the inside of the road course for lap 12. Sandra Justice trying to close that distance a little bit, but back here in fourth place, it's Tyler Marks, followed by Richard Powers, Kyle Evans, and Henry Young. They're all trailing each other very close together. We'll see if anybody blinks as they come to the dividers. Tyler Marks gonna hit that center divider. That's a bad hit. Kyle Evans hits that as well. Richard Powers looking to the outside of Tyler Marks. He will make the pass. Kyle Evans tries to look to the inside as well. Can't quite do it. Richard Powers moving back up into the fourth, but Tyler Marks in fifth. Sandra Justice trying to run down Ashton Cunningham. Can't quite do it though. They're very close together as they come out of the road course. Tyler Marks now bumper to bumper with Kyle Evans as they exit into the big turn, coming around to take the white flag. Sandra Justice not giving up. Tyler Marks defending his position as Kyle Evans looked to the inside around the turn. It is now white flag here at the Petrol-Cola 39. Ashton Cunningham and Sandra Justice entering the road course. Sandra Justice still not done yet. Trying to look on the inside. Can't quite find the room. They're nearly bumper to bumper. Sandra Justice not letting up, looking for any opportunity to stick her nose in. They're coming to the dividers now. Will she get the better hit? She's on the inside, but I don't think she has the power to do it. Ashton Cunningham hanging on. Just he has to clear the barrel now, and he will. That might be it for Sandra Justice. I don't know if she's going to close the distance enough. We missed it as we were watching the leaders, but Kyle Evans taking the inside wall hard. He has dropped back to 8th behind Daryl Lee. And exiting the road course now, it's Ashton Cunningham followed by Sandra Justice. Not a lot of room left to make the pass here. I don't think she's going to be able to do it. And that means that Ashton Cunningham will win the Petrol-Cola 39. Coming behind him now, it's Sandra Justice, Bill Duke, Richard Powers, Tyler Marks, Henry Young, Daryl Lee, Kyle Evans, Andrew White, Will Duke, Debbie McKnight, Frank Lemons, Molly West, Julie Armstrong, Ryan Steele, and Dante Glum in a very distant last place. Ashton Cunningham with his second WIRLY Miniracers Cup Series victory here at his home track. And there he is now taking the celebratory champagne in front of the start-finish line. That will be enough to lock in his position in the point standings going into the final race. But for somebody else, for Tyler Marks, who ended up 5th in this race, it was not enough. He has been eliminated by just 7 points, Nate.
And that's heartbreaking, Jeff. I mean, to open the season with a win, to do all these great things throughout the season, and to come up just that short in the end, like, that's hard to watch, Jeff.
Right you are, Nate, and with our other eliminations, we are down to just 3 drivers still in contention for the Cup Series Championship in Sandra Justice, Richard Powers, and Ashton Cunningham, who will be competing for the Cup in the final race here at the Big City Speedway. And we hope to see you all there next time.